for discussion. Of course, you can have your comments in so that we are able to read them out here so they can inform this discussion. So this show is proudly sponsored by Victory Bija Hotel. You can reach out to them for accommodation, bar services, outside catering, grounds for venue. In case you have an introduction, you have a wedding, you have an event, you can reach out to Victory Bija Hotel for that cause. And also, you can reach out to them for conference facilities. If you have any kind of conference, any kind of meeting that you would want to chair, you can bring it straight to Hotel Bija or Victory Bija Hotel. So away from that, we are also sponsored by Stumat Engineering Limited. You can reach out to them for tiling, painting, and tiling, painting, and also plumbing. So they are located in the heart of Masindi. You can reach out to them on their social media handles for more information. We are also powered and we're in a partnership with Cars Media for photography, videography, drone services, and the likes. You can reach out to them. So, Honorable Kanaginagi, we were still on the idea of what is the actual controversy that is actually surrounding the National Social Security Fund. But also, let us cross a little bit to Entebbe International Airport. We've seen, I actually, if a year ago, when we had the air buses, in Uganda, we had something to do with, we later had something to do with the appointment still of the executive director, and most of the people, the bloggers and the likes, they will always say that that person was related to the family of the first family in the country. I'm not so sure how true that could be, but those were some of the allegations. The Uganda Airlines and versus also the investment of the white man, or also the Chinese and the likes. What is also the exact controversy that is surrounding the Uganda Airlines?
From what I've been reading on the various platforms, there is patronage, especially in the appointment of the managing director. That is in Bamtraki.
Yes, Bamtraki.
Because I read from one of the platforms, this Bamtraki is related to, there was an MP from Toro who was friendly to the first family. He was killed. So it seems now in appreciation,
in apology,
now His Excellency rewards this relative of that former MP. But apparently, such high positions need certain qualifications.
Of course.
Which she
doesn't have the competencies.
Now when this Kosase comes in, it digs up all that road. It writes the report, which report seems that is still blocked by some powerful people because it is not coming on the paper of Parliament.
Actually, maybe let us start from there. You see, Kosase is known for doing its work. Actually, if you look at this 11th Parliament, at least they are really trying as much as they can to see that they unveil all these kinds of controversies or things that are happening in the backs of the Ugandans, more especially when it gets to issues to do with the corruption. So now, Kosase, being a body that is really doing all these investigations and the likes, is it a very relevant body? Since most of the times, as you've said, they block these kinds of reports, and at the end of the day, maybe when they are supposed to report, the people they are reporting to are also people that are alleged to be victims of the same. Of the reports.
Kosase is a relevant organ. It's like the IGG or the Auditor General because it is set up by an act of Parliament, so it is relevant. But the unfortunate thing that somewhere in the background, there are some powerful hands that try to interfere.
Now, the powerful hands,
Mm.
does it weaken the roles of COSASE?
Certainly. Because if you can recall the regular secretaries, they went through on us all the evidence. And now after writing the report, and the report is not forthcoming on the floor of parliament, it is not organized well for the members. It seems they were wasting time. Yeah,
Okay.
it is weakening it. But personally, I would think they should not lose battle. They should persist on, because this is the only way we can fight corruption. Because I was reading somewhere also on the platform that of the total budget that we make every year, 30% is wasted in corruption.
That's
so
right.
imagine if all that money was put to
use.
service delivery, where would we be as Ugandans? So we must persist on to fight corruption if we are to salvage this country.
All right. So maybe back to now the controversy of the Uganda Airlines, that is at Entebbe International Airport.
Yes.
What are we've a number of Ugandans actually, most of them on these social media platforms were making fun of them, and they were saying for those that do not have the passports should not even intervene in issues of Uganda Airlines. What do you make of that?
Why not? We are all citizens. And there is also another unfortunate thing which I read on the platform, that now the workers, to a certain cadre, they are not even supposed to use their telephone, their phones while at work. And I think this is it is against the natural human rights enshrined in our constitution.
And what is the reason behind it?
That's what everybody is asking. It's because they are suspecting that these low-cadre people, because they are oppressed and so on, they are the ones now who become the whistleblowers to unearth the rot. That's why they are. But I think they should go to court, the constitutional court, to interpret. Why should you bar me from using my phone when I'm at work? Am I in a prison? It is only prisoners that are denied the basic human rights.
Maybe for issues of service delivery and effectiveness, somehow they are supposed to be deterred from using these cell phones.
But can they explain to us, those masters, can they explain to us how much time has been lost because of these workers talking on phones? First, we should have empirical data showing that out of the 8 hours that they are supposed to work, maybe they are wasting 6 hours in attending to phones. Then that will be justifiable. But for example, like you, if you are working in the Uganda Airlines, you have left your family at home, your child falls sick, your wife needs help from you, but how can she contact you when you don't have the telephone with you? To me, I feel really that is against all human rights. And these people should challenge the Uganda Airlines in court. And I know court will rule in their favor.
All right. Thank you so much, our viewers that are still keeping it live on Elkem Television. For those that are just joining us right now, this is the platform where expression is guaranteed. And of course, usually we have a disclaimer that the ideas that you hear on this channel are not ideas of Elkem Television, but ideas of the people that we host on these platforms. So, Honorable Kanaginagi, you see the National Social Security Fund.
Yes.
Most of the Ugandans, actually, if you look at most of the companies, the private sector in Uganda, they always make sure that at least they serve in the National Social Security Fund. Okay.
Yes.
They have to deduct a certain percentage for those people. Is it about 5% of their salary?
They're
about there.
5% by the salary earner and the 5% by the employer to make 10.
To make 10, exactly.
Yes.
So now, where does it leave a Ugandan, more especially when they do not have means of getting their monies? Maybe before we get to that, what could be, in your opinion, when do you think Ugandans should be able to receive these monies? More especially when we know for a country like Uganda, I think it was lifted to about, was it 45 years?
Yes.
Yes, 45 years. Is 45 years really justifiable to see that the Ugandans are able to utilize this fund?
Before I answer that question, some 15 years or so, a delegation came from Masindi here and visited His Excellency in Rwakitura. There was a lot of wrangles about land here. And what he told us is that you, Banyoro, have left your land so open. It's like putting in milk in a container, and you don't do what? You don't cover it. So every fly, every whatever comes in to partake of that what?
Milk.
The same thing I think is happening to the National Social Security Fund, because there is a lot of money. Everybody is looking at it idle there, so everybody wants to have what? Because even
especially when some of the Ugandans actually die and their families do not even have access.
Claim that money is what? I was shocked recently. The Minister of Finance, I read also on the platform, he was saying that now they cannot afford to borrow from outside sources or even from the banks when there is money lying idle on the National Social Security Fund. You see, everybody now is looking at what? And now even this what, the 40 billion which I have talked about, it is General Saleh under the OWC that is recommending that it should be given to trade in maize. First of all, even the Operation Wealth Creation, formerly in government structures, is not there. It is like a nyekundiri.
Actually, which I was about to ask you the question of which law or which section in the Constitution of Uganda actually permits General Salim Saleh to be.
It is not there. He's in nyekundiri. The formal organization that is there is NADS. And which NADS seems now to have been kicked aside, and now
maybe
it
was translated or transformed to OWC.
Translated by an act of parliament, because anything formal, it must be passed through the parliament or the constitution. Is it anywhere? Can we be shown that chapter? So really, I would advise the workers to appeal to their representatives, especially in the parliament, to make a strong law that will protect their money. Otherwise, with all this poverty around and the eating around, everybody now is looking at that money as idle. Because I was reading it, is it 75 trillion now? It is about to that tune.
Okay.
So they are looking at that money being idle. Now they want to use it.
Actually, from the best of my knowledge, or what we're getting from all this research and investigations, is that the National Social Security Fund, that idle money that is actually on those accounts that is said to be idle, they were actually investing it in Kenya, in the stocks, these digital stocks and stuff. And then it raised the question, is Uganda not worth the investment? Because if the Ministry of Finance comes out and says that, hey, this fund is actually now non-redundant, we're investing it in Kenya in stocks, where does it leave the Ugandans or the Uganda's economy?
No, this money, apart from being viewed as idle, because of inflation and so on, the changes that occur in the economy, it is supposed to be invested where it makes some profits, to do what? To be at par with the current situations. So if the managers of that fund find it more profitable to invest in Kenya, so that it can bring in more money than it would make in Uganda here, I don't see any problem.
Okay, now the question at hand would be the investment in Uganda versus the investment in Kenya. You see, Kenya did not just get to that kind of economy. You see, it was a process. And we are thinking that most of the investment has also come from the government of Kenya. So if it is also invested in Uganda, we think we could be able to perform somehow better, because from what the Minister of Finance, that is Honorable Matia Kasaija, he did mention that this money is not okay. The money that is that NSSF fund, usually when it is on those accounts, the owners do not receive it the way it is. When it is invested, they are able to get some kind of interest, maybe
that is
a lack
true.
of a better word. They get much.
That's what I said,
yes,
because of inflation and so on. They have to pay them according to the current whatever value
but
of
again,
money.
there are some of the sectors in Uganda that we think are actually more profitable. Let's talk about agriculture. If that money is actually invested in Uganda's agriculture, given that Uganda does supply, it is a supplier to most of these countries. You look at Kenya, at the maize, the portion that they do it in Kenya, it is maize from Uganda. Same thing, our neighbor here in Rwanda, though somehow the other years the president had said that we're not having any maize from Kenya until General Muhoozi was able to intervene in Uganda, Rwanda's business, and somehow today we are on the mercies of General Muhoozi. Can't that money be invested in any sector in Uganda?
First of
Keeping
all,
all factors
before I come to that, it is a fact that in East Africa and Central Africa, the Kenyan economy is the most stable. Despite whatever, it is the most stable economy. And any wise businessman would like to invest his or her money where the economy is stable. I think that's why the managers of NSSF opted to invest in Kenya rather than in Uganda, where our economy is still a bit volatile.
And it is something that we're causing ourselves somehow.
Yes, especially because of corruption. You are saying that it should be invested in agriculture. Our agriculture here is very, very volatile. For example, some 2-3 years ago, a kilo of maize was going for 600 shillings, 500 shillings. This in the last year, 2021, a kilo went to even as much as 2,000. You can see the disparity. But in Kenya, they have got the National Cereals Board, which somehow controls the prices of their grains, and even controls I would say farming, because they have granaries. I happened to visit Kenya. In Nakuru, there as you go from Nakuru to Nairobi, there is what they call the Lesiolo grain handlers. They can store up to 40 million metric tons of grain, maize, wheat, and so on. So that in case of famine, they can stabilize the country by releasing those grains. In case of excess, they buy off those grains and store them there, so that they stabilize the prices, which is no longer present here in Uganda. In the old times, we had the Produce Marketing Board, but all those things have been privatized without minding about the welfare of our people. That's why now people may be preferring to invest in Kenya, where it is more stable than in Uganda here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Kanaginagi. Our viewers that are watching us live on Elkem Television, this is the platform where expression is guaranteed, and of course, we are proudly sponsored by Victory Bija Hotel, that is located in Masindi along Ntuha Road, that is from Masindi town. They offer accommodation services, conference facilities, bar and restaurant services. They have venue, all grounds where you can be able to host your event, your show for the artists and also the people in the entertainment industry. They also have sauna. Sauna you can be able to come through to utilize the sauna. We're also sponsored by Stumat Engineering Limited. Of course, you can reach out to them for tiling, painting, and that is plumbing. So they're also located in the heart of Masindi. We're in a partnership with Kaz Media. You can reach out to them for drone services, photography and videography, and of course Elkem Media Services for productions, social media marketing and management, websites designing, events organizing, and the likes. Mention it. So Honorable Kanaginagi,
Yep.
what assurance can the Ugandans get for them to be able to buy into the idea of having their money in the National Social Security Fund? Do you think, what would you say? Should they give up until the scandals in NSSF have really resolved, or this is something that is more important to them?
First of all, the idea of saving for old age is not really bad, because we have seen in some instances when some people retire, if they don't have anything as a fallback, they even die off very quickly. But as I've already recommended, that now is time, realizing what is happening, now is the time for our Ugandan Parliament to enact very strong laws that will guard against interfering with these people's money.
Okay.
The idea of saving is not bad, but that money should be saved. Security should be guaranteed. Otherwise, if they keep on interfering with it left and right, in the end, it may not serve the purpose. And you had also asked me that at what time should those who are saving access their money. Originally, it was at 60 years. Now you can get a certain percentage at 45 years. Is it 50%? Personally, I feel it should even be reduced to 40. Okay. For two reasons. I've seen in the past some friends of mine. Me now, I'm 66 years.
Okay.
I've seen some friends.
So you already benefited from this?
Me, I didn't work in formal employment. I've also been a Nyakundi, I've been a politician, like that. But some friends who are employed in the government, and they reach that age of 60, especially not having not made any fallback, when they retired, they died off immediately. So I would feel this money should be accessed maybe at 40 years, after working for 10 years, so that somebody can get his or his benefits at that age, when he or she is still energetic enough
Honorable
Kanaginagi,
maybe to make more sense of how much this money could be, we're looking at a Ugandan that is actually, because most of the Ugandans, if you look at the money they are earning, most of the young people are earning below 500,000, if I'm not really mistaken. Most of them, especially these graduates, okay, maybe when they get into the working environment, maybe they can get to 1 million or 1.5 and the like. So we're looking at if they just pick the 5%, 10%,
yes,
from the 500,000, that is 50,000. Now 50,000 times the 12. That is about
600,000 times 10.
That is
6
about
million?
6 million. So
Yes.
Uganda, you look at, even if you're supposed to do a business in Uganda, you'd actually even need more of that amount. Do you think it would actually make any differences or any more value
now
to a young person?
The problem comes back to you, the youth. For you want things very quickly, and you think too big. But for us who have lived to this age, start small, be persistent, and grow big.
Okay.
Me, I told you I'm a farmer. I started with 5 acres, but there is a certain time when I had gone to 300 acres. Catastrophe failed me. I went back to 20. Okay. Now this season I'm going to do about 150
acres.
Think small but grow big.
Okay, maybe we're supposed to relate to the age. Yes, versus the land. You see,
You
in
have a
Uganda,
lot.
in Uganda having 300 hectares,
a lot
honestly.
of ambitions.
Maybe we're supposed to work for more 60 years to be able to get the 300 acres and the like.
But of course, all the 300 acres are not mine. The person has owned land. I hire. There's a lot of land for hiring. You can hire per season, per year. You do your farming.
Okay. Yes, maybe getting back to the idea of the young people, the thing of the Ugandans being able to save, okay, to have their money in the NSSF.
You are saying that 60 million is something small. Haven't you heard of people who started with selling pancakes and now have grown into very successful businessmen?
Honorable Chagulanyi?
One of them is this president of Ruto. How he was selling, is it chicken or what? But the man now is a billionaire. It depends on how you use that money, how wisely you use that money. Put it right use. Don't put it in lavish things. Spending on non-priorities. It will grow.
Okay.
I have my own son somewhere in this town. He started a small shop business. But whenever I go there, I see it
growing.
And it has encouraged me. I want to give him some 2 or 3 million to do what?
To add.
Because I've seen he is growing steadily.
Okay.
But some people, when they start a business, instead of eating on the profits, they want to eat on the capital. That's why young people, what businesses, look at the Indians. The way they treat themselves. They eat a lot of piri, eat a little food so that they can drink a lot of water at the expense so that their businesses can do what? Can grow. We should have that culture.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Maybe Honorable Kanaginagi, now getting back to the issue of the National Social Security Fund.
Yes.
Yes. What are some of these recommendations that maybe we can have in place to inform government and the stakeholders, maybe to reduce on these scandals? Because you see, year in, year out, there is a scandal in NSSF. Before you know it, the ED is in prison. They are imprisoned, and before you know it, some people are already engaging in these scandals, like they are the ones that are letting the cut out of the what?
the whistleblowers.
Yes, they're the whistleblowers and stuff. What can be done to see that we have no scandals in the, or less? Because when we say no, you know where it leaves the Bakoto. Yes, maybe a little.
First of all, I think now is the time to attract everybody's attention. Because this fund, these are public funds. That should attract the attention of every Ugandan. Then, as I said, it is time now that strong laws are put in place to guard against the interference into these funds, so that the security of those funds are guaranteed. Those are the two. And thirdly, the NGOs, there are some human rights NGOs. It is the time now that they wake up, start making research and advocating for the safety of these funds. Yes, those are my 3 recommendations.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Kanaginagi. Maybe when we have just a small conversation about the non-government organizations, because we've seen that in a country like Uganda, somehow they have been sabotaged. You remember when we have the DFG, that is Democratic
Governance Facility.
Yes, governance facility, and then before you know it, it is blocked from doing its activities in Uganda, and also financing some of these organizations. Somehow, the NGOs have been weakened. What more can be done to see that they elevate their relevancy or performances in Uganda?
They should not lose heart. One good thing that we are signatories to international conventions. And if we flout those the pacts that we sign there. Certainly, those like the United Nations, the African Union can touch where it pinches us most. That's why you see we were able to allow them to work again. Otherwise, if it was not so, we would have blocked them kabisa. So the NGOs, as long as they are doing the right thing that they came to do, they should not lose heart and they should persist.
Politics
But
has
also,
ended the NGOs.
also on the other hand, Kelvin, there are some NGOs that demand accountability, which they themselves cannot exhibit. It's like a pastor saying that do what I say, but don't do what I do. So it is two-way. Accountability should be what? Two-way. If you have registered with government that you came to work in the civic education, stick to that one. But when you do other funny things, then you are caught alongside of the law.
We have an issue of what you called kickback. In the beginning of this conversation, you see, there is a way these NGOs and their officials and whatever connive with other stakeholders to see that somehow they jeopardize their own work.
It is true. Yeah. And that's what they should avoid. Otherwise, if they really stuck to what they are supposed to do, their work is very good. They have brought a lot of development in the, they supplement government efforts in bringing up what the development. The Ugandan budget, for example, I think now we can be able to raise 70%
of it
locally as a country. It is 70%, but now that 30, that gap is filled by the what? By the NGOs. So let them stick to their work, have your accountability. Some of them they are very good at making paper accountability.
Yes.
But when you go on the ground,
statistics.
Nothing.
They do projections and the likes.
We have built a school, we have built a health center, but when you go there, if the health center happens to be there, the quality is wanting, and yet they are the ones who are demanding that we should be doing quality work. So, but if they can put those few things right, I think they are most welcome to work with us.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Kanaginagi. Honorable Kanaginagi is the Vice Chairperson of the National Resistance Movement, NRM, here in Masindi District. Our viewers that have been watching us live on Elkem Television, of course, we've been discussing about making sense of the scandals in the National Social Security Fund and the Entebbe Airport. We've not been able to have other guests on this show. Maybe somehow they've been caught up with schedules and stuff.
They maybe have been delayed.
Yes, actually, delayed as well. Maybe they got worried.
They don't delay, but they are delayed.
They were delayed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. As he has put it, maybe they were delayed in other schedules, or maybe whatsoever. We shall be able to get in touch with them and be able to find out. Still, we are sponsored by Victory Bija Hotel, Stumat Engineering Limited. We have a partnership with Kaz Media. Reach out to them for photography, videography, drone services, and the likes. As we conclude the show, Honorable Kanaginagi, what is that thing that you're telling the Ugandans? Maybe lastly, something to do with the Uganda Airlines or something to do with the National Social Security Fund. Yeah. I would advise that let's stick to what is required by the law. If the law says that the managing director of Uganda Airlines must have a master's degree plus additional qualifications, let it be. The same thing with the National Social Security Fund. Investment must be decided upon by all stakeholders. The technical people
and the board. Let them sit and agree and make research. Research
Maybe we don't trust
ventures they are
them.
going into. Are they viable business-wise? Let them agree together. Otherwise, if they front the eating first before they agree on viable ventures, then it is not good.
Before they know it, they are cutting off a hand that is giving them food.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then last as I conclude, I thank Elkem TV for identifying me